What's up, guys? It's Man DGBA here, back again with another episode, or another week, of the DGBA Season 5. This week we are up against Huse, probably one of the best battlers in the league. Well, as far as I believe, he is currently top of our division, level with MX3 and unless Haz is currently unbeaten at the moment. I'm not entirely sure because I'm not sure if he's played his game yet or not, his week 5 game. But this is week 6. We are currently 7th, unfortunately, with a 1-4 record. He is currently top with a 4-1 record, so obviously very differing look this season. He's +9 as well, I'm -9, so we've kind of had the opposites. Very disorganised today. We have brought our Stealth Rocks, Taunt, Acrobatics, Archeops. We have bought a Grassy Seed, Flash Cannon, Earth Power, Flamethrower, Protect, Heatran. Because I believe it can live an Earthquake from Mamoswine if it's Scarf. I think. We've got Tapu Bulu with that terrain extender just to keep the grassy terrain on the field for longer so we can get that Grassy Seed off. It's also got Substitute, Horn Leech, Stone Edge and Superpower. We have Defiant, Poisonium Z Primeape for the Z Gunk Shot to hit that Sylveon. It's kind of needed. We have Assault Vest Latias, but it's different to the previous one we had. And this is max HP, max special attack, and then special defense investment. It's a really weird set, and it's only going to work under certain conditions. I don't really think it was the correct thing to bring. And then finally we have a pretty standard Mega Manectric, which had Hidden Power Grass in case he bought Lantern. But he brought pretty much what I expected, except maybe I planned for Scarf Latios, and that's why Latias is the Assault Vest, because then this set can live a Choiced Scarf Draco Meteor, and I thought he might bring Choice Scarf Latios against my Latias, and I thought rather than rely on the outspeed, I'll just rely on living. But other than that, he's brought pretty much what I thought, and he has led off with Mamoswine here, which could potentially be a problem. But I think for now I'm just going. See, part of me expects the Theraphorn to be his rocker, so I don't feel there's any point in taunting. So I'm just going to go for a Stealth Rock. He goes for an Ice Shard, gets us below 50%, but that's no problem. We've got our rocks up. That's pretty much Archeops' job done, to be perfectly honest. We're just going to go for an Acrobatics, and we do get knocked out. So if we look at his Mamoswine, we know it is not a Life Orb one, which I'm happy with. It could be Choice Band, theoretically. I don't think it would be. I don't think he'd lock himself into Ice Shard immediately. I want Archeops, our custom set. So yeah, it's not Choice Band. Luckily, it's probably leftovers. If I have a look at leftovers, yeah, that's probably leftovers. Yeah, I'm going to assume leftovers. So the question is, if we go into our Heatran set, without the grassy terrain up, it is obviously going to kill us. If I go into Tapu Bulu, Icicle Crash won't kill us, but it will do a lot of damage, but we would regain most of it back with Horn Leech. The problem is it would probably do too much to set up a substitute if he did just go for an Icicle Crash. Although I would probably expect him to switch. I think my main problem so far this season, though, has been just a lack of making a play. And I think me bringing in Tapu Bulu here, he's going to maybe think that it's Scarf or something. So I'm hoping he doesn't go for an Icicle Crash here. And I'm going to go for a substitute. He does switch out. We do get a substitute up. So now he's got a Theraphon up on the field. And Superpower should do a lot here. Unless it's max defense. So I'm going to go for Superpower here. Oh, that's definitely max defense. That did 50%. So that's bold. That is definitely bold, max defense, max HP, Theraphon. And unfortunately now we won't knock it out. But it is going for Gyro Balls. So it's probably got Gyro Ball and not the setup, what's it called? Hazards. Maybe Leech Seed. So if it's probably not bold. It would be probably plus defense minus speed, if I can find where that is, or minus special attack. It might be impish. It'd be impish or relaxed. Probably relaxed for the gyro ball damage. Which actually doesn't do a massive amount without that attack investment. But I'm not sure I want to risk it because it's still going to be like a 3 or 4 hit KO here. If I go Primeape, what can I do? Take a lot of damage is the problem. If I go into Latias, Latias doesn't take much, but HP Fire doesn't do a lot. Doesn't do as much as I thought, although it wouldn't have any special defense investment actually. So we'll do a bit more. We'll go Latias. We'll hope he doesn't Leech Seed. He goes for the Stealth Rock. So the question here is, what's he going to switch into? Because I'm pretty sure he would expect the hidden power fire, so he might go into Sharpedo, or he might go into it is a Mega Sharpedo, I believe. Yes, definitely Mega Sharpedo. If he goes into Sharpedo, a Draco would kill it now, but he also might go into Darmanitan, which Draco has the chance to kill as well, actually. Especially, it will definitely kill through the rocks. Or Tornadus. Sorry, it's Tornadus Therian. I always get the Therian and the other forms mixed up. I think as long as he doesn't go into Sylveon, which does have a very good chance, to be fair. I think Draco pretty much kills anything. So apart from actually this as well, and he might not expect the HP Fire. Draco only does 25 if he stays in. I'll just go for HP Fire. Doesn't expect it. That is a lot, but doesn't quite get the kill. That Gyro Ball did a lot more than I thought it would. I must have calced this wrong somehow. Because if that is a relaxed nature, that should not have done that much. I'm not very good at calcing, to be honest. I think I'll just go for another HP Fire. We'll get the Theraphon away. Wasn't a massive threat, to be fair, because of what mons I brought, but it is one thing that could deal with Tapu Bulu quite well. Unfortunate really that Tapu Bulu superpower didn't quite do as much. I did almost bring Expert Bout, but there it's just the price you pay. I wanted that terrain extender in case there was an opportunity where we had to bring in Heatran, and he brings in Tornadus here, Tornadus Therian, which is his. Sorry, it's not his Zmon. It's just a normal Tornadus. And now I don't think that Tornadus here can knock us out. I don't think Supersonic Sky Strike Hurricane will knock us out. So I'm just gonna drop a Draco. Goes for the U-turn. Whatever he goes into here, as long as it's not Sylveon, will take a lot. He does go into Sylveon. It was a good play, fairly obvious. I probably should have expected it, but I pressed it a bit too early there. Psyshock would have done a large amount as well. I also know it can't. I was stupid. I know it can't have been Supersonic Sky Strike because I literally just said that it wasn't a Flyinium Z Tornadus. It's not his Zmon. His Zmons are his Mamoswine and his Crodilly, and he didn't bring his Crodilly. So if his Mamoswine is either leftovers or Z. And now the question is, what do we go into against Sylveon? Because we don't know if it's defensive, we don't know if it's offensive here. Part of me hopes it's offensive. I think he's going to expect Heatran here, but I don't think this is the time to bring Heatran in. Also, I'm thinking this isn't a very fast Latias. It's a very slow Latias, as you can see, 256 speed. Pretty much everything other than this Sylveon outspeeds it. I'm just going to Psyshock so I can get a safe switch. And he does go for the Hyper Voice and knock us out. So now my question is, if I bring in Primeape, will he expect me to be Gunk Shot? He probably expect Gun Shot. Will he expect Z Gunk Shot, which would knock it out? And also the question is, if he does expect it to be Z Gunk Shot, what does he bring in instead? Because Mamoswine is probably not particularly risky for him, because he knows I wouldn't close combat into a Sylveon. Acid Downpour doesn't do much, but we would outspeed it, so we could hit it with a close combat afterwards. We do just then waste the Z move. If he goes into Darmanitan and it's Choice Scarfed, Acid Downpour should kill. If he goes into Tornadus T, it should kill with the damage from rocks. I'm not sure if that's already taken Regenerator or not, I can't think. And Sharpedo, I would think it would do a hell of a lot to. Yeah, so we'll go Primeape, and we'll go for the Acid Downpour. I think Primeape has a very good time against his team. We go for the Acid Downpour. We do get the kill on the Sylveon, which is very nice. Sylveon is something that I worry about sometimes. I struggle to deal with it sometimes. He does bring in Tornadus. Tornadus does outspeed us, so we will switch into Manectric, the fairly obvious play here. He goes for an Air Slash, interestingly. He doesn't want to risk those Hurricane misses. We are going to Mega Evolve. But the question is, does he go into Mamoswine expecting a Volt Switch slash Thunderbolt? Because if it is Mamoswine, and we are our Mega Manectric, we wouldn't kill it with an overheat unless we overheated now. Would be the well, that would have to be the play. But if we overheat now, he just switches into something else. He also could switch into Darmanitan here, because I don't think Darmanitan takes that much. I feel like he's definitely going into Mamoswine. So I'm going to go for a HP Grass and hope that this works. He does switch into Mamoswine. We Mega Evolve, get an Intimidate off, which is nice. We get a nice hit with the HP Grass. So now the question is, does he switch into Darmanitan? And if he does switch into Darmanitan, is it Scarfed? Overheat will do more to a Darmanitan, but if we do... Actually, I think Overheat's the play, because regardless of what comes in, we can Volt Switch out. If he's Scarfed and kills us with... Well, if he outspeeds us with Darmanitan, then we know it's Scarf, and we can then work around it. So I think we're going to Overheat here. Goes for the Ice Shard. Hopefully this will hit. It does. We knock out the Mamoswine, and we'll see what comes in next. I actually wouldn't be surprised if he brings in Sharpedo here, because now that we are at -2, we definitely can't knock it out. Actually, if we got a very lucky high roll, we could knock it out with a Thunderbolt, but that would be very risky. He does just go into Darmanitan. The fact that he's bringing it in makes me believe that it is a that it is Scarfed, but I think we should let it go down, because I don't think that Sharpedo can kill Tapu Bulu in one. So we'll go for a Volt Switch, and he does outspeed, and he is U-turn. So that is definitely a Scarf Darmanitan, and I should make note of that so that I know that it is Scarf Darmanitan. But I can't find a pen, so that's a problem. I'll write it in a little tab here. And now I may be playing this completely wrong, but so far I'm happy with how this is going. I know we're still 3-3, but I'm happy in terms of how I am choosing these turns. I was struggling to spell Darmanitan then. I think the one play I could have done better was when I was with Latias and he switched in the Sylveon on the Draco. I guess the question here is, what do we do against Tornadus? Because I believe Tornadus Therian gets superpower. If I have a look here, Tornadus Therian, and it is regenerated, so we've got that regenerator boost. It's back to 82 because of leftovers as well. Let's have a look. Tornadus gets Brick Break, Focus Blast, gets Hammer Arm, and it does get superpower. So I'm a bit risky, or I'm a bit sort of nervous about bringing in Heatran here. If we go Tornadus Therian, we know that it's got probably at least some special attack investment because it has that Air Slash. Actually, what did it Air Slash? Because we can calc it here. Air Slashed Manectric. So if we go Mega Manectric, custom set, and it's instead of Hurricane, it's Air Slash. It might be Hurricane as well. That is a max special attack I think that's a max special attack and a positive special attack nature Tornadus, which makes me think it's probably Focus Blast, if anything, rather than thingy. I regret letting I do regret letting what do you call it, the Manectric go down now, because I kind of forgot about Tornadus. We're going to have to go into Tapu Bulu here. And you might be wondering why, but it's so that we have the grassy terrain up in case we bring in Heatran. He might also still... in fact, even if we were Scarfed, unless we were max speed Scarf, we would be in trouble here, but we can't be Scarfed. He knows we're not Scarfed because we substituted earlier. Just going to go for the Stone Edge on the off chance that he misses or switches out. I think me not bringing Defog was probably a mistake on my part. I've played a slightly switchier, if that makes sense, game than I normally do. He does hit the Air Slash, unfortunately. We are going to go into Heatran here. We are going to go for a Flamethrower. It's probably our best bet, to be honest. We've got that Grassy Seed. Not that it probably makes much of a difference against the Tornadus. Our best thing to do against Sharpedo and against Darmanitan is to Earth Power. He might not know if I have that or not, though. He's probably just going to try and flinch me. I don't blame him. That's exactly what I would do. If he gets any damage off on me, it would be great. Luckily, he doesn't get a flinch, but he does get 2 Air Slashes off against us. So we are down to, I think that's 67% HP at the minute. If he goes into Darmanitan, and we have a Heatran with the Grassy Seed. So if Grassy Terrain is up, we actually live an Earthquake extremely well. If it's Choice Scarf. If it's Life Orb, we should live it. If it's Sharpedo, this could be where the problem is. Because if he has, say, Waterfall... Actually, Waterfall shouldn't kill us either. I think that gives us... If I take that... Okay, yeah, so it's already done the thing. So, theoretically, in grassy terrain, we always live a hit. Unless he's like special Mega Sharpedo, which I guess is a thing. Yeah, Scald does a lot more, still won't kill, but a Hydro Pump would. Our best play is Earth Power. He goes for Protect to get that speed boost, as you would expect. It gives us more health though, which is nice. Hopefully we either get a max roll on this Earth Power, or we get the special defense drop. He does Mega Evolved as a Waterfall. That does 50%, which actually is more than what I thought, actually. That is an Adamant... I guess it can be. It's an Adamant Sharpedo. Part of me wants to Protect, but I don't see what that would accomplish, because I'd still go down to another thing. The Sharpedo now is also +1. We'll just go for that again. So now we have to hope that he doesn't have Psychic Fangs. In fact, Waterfall can kill us here. I think the main problem we have here is that we have to close combat to kill. Actually, technically we could Gunk Shot, and that has a... if that's 61... doesn't actually... help at all. That has like a 80% chance to kill, probably 90% chance if we gunk shotted. But we have to close combat, and then I'm pretty sure Darmanitan would sweep this up with a flare blitz. Yeah. So we'll just close combat. He goes for the waterfall. He gets the max. Unfortunately for us, he gets the max roll on that. So we take a 2-0 loss to Huse. Unfortunately, if we just double check that, Mega Sharpedo, Adamant with waterfall. Yeah. So unfortunately we take another loss, 2-0 to Huse, but I think I'm very proud of how I played that. I know I made mistakes and it wasn't the best battle, but yeah, I'm proud of how I played that. I think at some points I made a couple of mistakes. In some times I think I played quite well. But I think here was a misplay. If I'd have gone for Psyshock there, I'd have been in a good position. Although it probably wouldn't have done much. I'm happy when I hidden powered on the Theraphon rather than over predicting myself. I'm happy with the substitute play on Bulu. Although I maybe could have gone for superpower straight off the bat to catch him. Archeops went down a little bit too easily, but other than that, I'm quite happy with how I played. I messed up letting Mega Manectric go, and I think I should have brought a Rapid Spinner / Defogger. But all in all, a good game by Huse. So he is definitely in playoffs now. I think he was definitely in playoffs anyway, but he's probably going to be either top or second in the group. His last game is an interesting one, I think. If I just check in Discord at the schedule, his last game is against Luke, who is currently, I believe, which one's Luke actually? Which team? I get mixed up with people's names and their teams. Luke is the War Turtles. Oh yeah, Luke's the guy I think we beat, if I remember correctly. So Luke is actually 1-3 at the minute. He's the guy that has to play Haz in week 5. So he has the potential to be 2-3. So his game against Huse could be make or break for getting into playoffs. Actually, because he has 2 games to play, so theoretically, yeah, his last game against Huse could be very important. It could be irrelevant for him. It could just be, oh, does Huse get first, second, or third? Our last game is actually against Jamoy and the Perth Polytoads. I'm not sure if he has played Luke yet. In fact, yeah, Jamoy is Luke's week 6 battle. I'm not sure if they have battled. I will take a quick look. See if they're in the replays anywhere. Do I see them? It's week 5. No, it doesn't look like they have played yet either. Although, hang on, no, that's week 4. So yeah, Jamoy has the potential to be, unfortunately, 0-6. He might be 1-5. We are now 1-5 after this match. So both of us kind of at the bottom of the leaderboard, and nothing to play for either of us really. So we'll probably look to have a fun battle with some interesting sets, much like our Araquanid set. against Parksea. We'll be looking to bring stuff like that. We'll be looking to bring something like we might bring like Scarf, a lowland muck, and stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week.